federal government reaffirms commitments towards securing the release of Chibok girls in the wake of latest video released by Boko Haram, just as the Nigerian army declares Ahmed Salkida and others wanted over alleged links with the Boko Haram insurgents. Plus, Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs works towards completing some people-oriented projects in the region. This and more on today's NTA News Panorama. I am Olajide Bedlo. The federal government says it is doing everything possible to secure the release of the Chibok girls and put an end to the horrible saga of their adoption. Reacting to the latest video of some of the girls, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, said in a statement in Abuja signed by his special assistant, Segun Adeyemi, that the federal government is in touch with those purportedly behind the video. The statement further states that government is on top of the situation and is being extremely careful because the situation has been compounded by the split in the leadership of Boko Haram. Lai Mohammed also said that government is being guided by the need to ensure the safety of abducted girls. The minister maintained that since it is not the first time it has been contacted over the issue, it needs to be doubly sure that those it is in touch with are not faceless. Alhaji Mohammed expressed that the hope that the latest development will signal the beginning of the end of the nightmare of which the girls, their families, and indeed all Nigerians have been subjected to since the unfortunate abduction. Now, no room for laxity. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai handed down the warning to troops while addressing members of the 63 regular course Nigeria Defense Academy in Jos, Plateau State. Defense correspondent Muhammad Abdul Kadri reports.
At the newly rehabilitated Nigerian Defense Academy base, Jos, Plateau State, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, told the cadets not to compromise military standard and precision in the tasks ahead.
I want to assure you that you will be exposed to further training and commission, both in the theater and indeed in your units and indeed in the various training schools before you are finally deployed.
He directed the cadets to display their mastery of drills and regimentation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Army boss received briefs on tactical trainings the cadets have gone through and inspected the general area as well as facilities to ensure that they conform with expected standard. The pre-commissioning training for cadets, including painting a war scenario to depict the current security challenges facing the venture tasks. From NDA base Jos Plateau, Muhammad Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
The Nigerian army, they're showing their combat readiness. And still on security matters, the Nigerian military has declared Ahmed Salkida, Ahmed Bolori, and Aisha Wakil wanted for interrogation over alleged links with Boko Haram insurgents. Acting Director, Army Public Relations, in a statement says 2 recent videos released by the terrorists point to the fact that the 3 individuals have information on the exact location of the missing Chibok girls and other abductees, which they have refused to disclose to facilitate their rescue. The military, in declaring them wanted, relies on relevant laws of the land, particularly the Terrorism Prevention Act 2011, as amended, and calls on Nigerians to give useful information on their whereabouts. And our Emir of Daura, Alhaji Umar Farouk Umar, has called on Nigerians to continue praying for President Muhammadu Buhari to achieve his set developmental agenda for the country. The Emir made the call while on traditional tour of Daura Emirates District. Ado Ali Ibrahim.
Historically, Rangadi traditional tour was inherited by House of Fulani royal fathers from their ancestors. As the saying goes, hold on tight to the words of your ancestors. So Emir of Daura, Alhaji Umar Faruk Umar, holds it by embarking a traditional tour to Sandamu, Mai Adwa, Baure, among other 16 district head villages of the Emirates. While addressing gathering in Sandamu, the monarch said he do pace the event on its rainy season so as to create avenue for interaction with his masses at localities to discuss on their pumps activities government policies and praise for the bumper harvest. However, the Emir urged Zango local government people to remain vigilant and enroll their children in Islamic and Western education. He also called Nigerian to bear with present administration in its effort to diversify the current economy. The royal father, Alhaji Umar Faruk Umar Father, seeks people's well wishes and praise to President Muhammadu Buhari and Katsina State Governor Aminu Bello Masari to render their obligations. Senior Council member Galadiman Daura Alhaji Ahmed Didiri sheds more lights on the MS Rangadi traditional tour.
A leader is supposed to be with his people. He should come out to them, not him, the emir, staying in the palace only. But he goes out and he meets the people. They shake hands. They see him face to face. He is very healthy. They are very healthy. They are very happy. And you can see their response. They are very happy to see their emir now so close to them.
Adu Ali Ibrahim, NTN News.
The National President of the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs and Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Saad Abubakar III, is appealing for compulsory teaching of Islamic studies and religious studies, Christian religious studies, in all schools in the country. This was at the General Assembly and National Executive Council meeting of the body in Benin. Steve Lonai reports.
The Sultan of Sokoto, who expressed his gratitude to the governor and the people of Edo State for playing host to the Islamic conference, described Islam as a religion of peace and unity.
We must be allowed to go out freely anywhere we want in this country and do what we should do, either as Muslims or Christians or Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa.
In his remarks, the state governor, Adams Oshomole, called on the leadership of the council to encourage the teaching of Islam from the primary schools to the university level, so as to clear the misgivings people associate with the religion.
We recognize the right to worship. We recognize the right of people to dress according to their religion. Now we don't want people to decide this issue.
Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Boboye Oyeyemi, while presenting his paper, solicited support of the President of the Supreme Council and the traditional rulers in the management of road safety in the country.
The goal of attaining a Nigeria where every road traffic crash leads to no death, we realize if this Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs supports the call.
Other speakers and participants outlined panacea for the peaceful coexistence in the country.
We send a message to the common man in Nigeria that regardless of your background, your ethnicity, your faith, every inch of Nigeria is your home and belongs to you.
In Benin, Steve Lonai Nwakolo, NTA News.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACAN, has announced the airlift of about 20,000 Nigerian pilgrims to the Holy Land. This is coming barely 1 week after the commencement of the 2016 Hajj airlift. With the steady progress made so far, coupled with the number of aircraft made available for the operation by the airlines, there are indications that the airlift may be completed. Media officer NACAN Adamu Hassan Abdullahi in a statement says reports from various departure centers in Zamfara, Ilorin zone, which comprises Kwara, Ondo and Ekiti states, indicate that about 2,000 pilgrims from the areas are set for airlift. The Nigerians are enjoying to give thanks to God always for open doors and to release God's efficiency and efficacy. This was the message delivered by Pastor Akinigbagbe of Glorious Assembly Area, Redeemed Christian Church of God, at a Thanksgiving service in Abuja. Lydia Basi was there.
It was Thanksgiving all through as worshippers gathered to celebrate God's faithfulness and blessings. Pastor Akinigbagbe, in his sermon titled Unlimited Thanks to God, emphasized that thanksgiving is an obligation of every Christian.
One thing that will make sure to be above is this one, is developing attitude of thanksgiving. Challenges are bound to come. Don't allow your challenges to deprive you from appreciating your makers.
He added that forgetfulness Unhealthy competition and Satan's deceit should be avoided as they hinder thanksgiving.
The Lord Almighty is adding to the church expansion in every ramifications. So we believe we deem it fit as a church to really appreciate God.
Children were not left out in praise and thanksgiving. Lydia Basi, NTA News.
And again, Nigerian youths are enjoying to take their place in national development as they recognize God's importance in all lives endeavors. This was in a message as part of activities to mark International Youth Week at Christian Reformed Church of Nigeria in Abuja by a leader of the church, Youth Deacon Felix Saleh. Lydia Basi again reports.
The sermon had as its theme, Our Father's Inheritance. Deacon Felix Saleh enjoined Nigerian youths to always believe in God's ability to help them reach their full potential in life and enjoined parents to live up to their responsibility of bringing up their children in the ways of God.
We look at inheritance as the place where God has placed you. Because inheritance has something to do with accountability. That's something to do with bringing back God.
Lord, we ask that you will help them, that they will know your
Resident
will.
pastor of Christian Reformed Church, Reverend Bulus Gani, encouraged government at all levels to create more leadership opportunities and roles for the youth.
The youth can participate also in leadership. The youth can use the knowledge they acquire the knowledge they acquire through self-employment. They just don't have to always depend only on government employment.
The youth had a field day with several activities and performances. Lydia Basi, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Our correspondent examines challenges and prospects of cotton production in Gombe State. Details when we come back.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is NTA News Panorama. With the release of the Strategic Implementation Plan (SIP) for 2016 budget and subsequent disbursement of over 300 billion naira so far for capital expenditure, the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs is working towards completing some of its people-oriented projects in the region. Minister of Niger Delta Affairs Usani Oguru Usani disclosed this during a validation tour of some of the ministry's projects in Akwa Ibom State. Isaac Nkuma reports.
The caterpillar is back to work. The client is happy. This is the Eket Axis on Section 4 of the East-West Road, where the contractor has been mobilized to site following the release of funds to the ministry. But the East-West Road will not be the only focus, as skills acquisition centers, housing and water projects are being considered for completion in the shortest possible time. To this end, the ministry is exploring other ways through which its targets can be achieved despite its funding challenges. One of such is the initiative as endorsed by the Akwa Ibom State government to channel the sum of 2 billion naira meant for oil spill compensation for Ibono community to completing the skills acquisition center in the community.
Of course, this came as a request from the community, and we are ready to abide because this complementary partnership will be of benefit to them as well as the ministry.
The minister and his entourage also visited the 20 units housing scheme in Oboyo Ikorita and the water
The early part targets distribution of food items and funding of farming activities to benefit 40,000 victims of the Boko Haram insurgents who were being resettled to their communities. Now to some political matters. The Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has resolved that the National Convention of the party will hold on the 17th of this month in Port Harcourt as earlier scheduled. This was the decision reached during the presentation of the reports to the PDP Committee on Reconciliation under the chairmanship of Professor Jerry Ghana. The committee recommended for all aggrieved parties to withdraw cases in court and allow political solution to address their grievances.
From all Nigerians. Nigerians, particularly our party members, that we have the support of the organs of the party, the Board of Trustees, the Governors Forum, the National Assembly Caucus, the chairman of the party right throughout the states. But we had tremendous respect for some of our members who still are aggrieved, hence this particular committee.
This report marked the way forward for the normal activities of our party.
Correspondent Abdullahi Garba Kudu reports that the BOT did not make public the position of Senator Ali Madu Sharif, who is the principal actor in the leadership crisis in the party. Now, the first batch of Muslim pilgrims to Saudi Arabia has been airlifted from Maiduguri International Airport with 410 pilgrims on board. Amina Fidi Ahmadi reports.
1,900 intending pilgrims from Adamawa State are expected to perform this year's Hajj exercise, and all arrangements for their airlift have been concluded. The 500 intending pilgrims scheduled for the inaugural flight were subjected to a series of screening by security agents and other Hajj officials to ascertain their documents and fitness. Shortly before their airlift, Governor Muhammad Umar Jibrila, who bid them farewell, advised them to be law-abiding and pray for the country while at the Holy Land. Prayers were offered for their safe journey and a successful Hajj exercise. In Yola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
So that was actually Mariano Bala's report from Yola about intending the pilgrims from that area. And moving on now to sports, the Tigers registered their first win in Rio de Janeiro early Sunday. Correspondent Abdulrahman Ibn Muhammad was one of the spectators at the match and now reports. And before we go, a quick reminder that you can get all our stories and much more when you log on to our website, www.nta.ng. And that's it on NTA News Panorama. Many thanks for being a part of it. I am Olajide Bello. Good afternoon.